Hey, what's goody, Frye gang? It's finally time that I got around to the Splatoon 1 concept art. I had already made two previous videos going over the Splatoon 3 concept art and Splatoon 2. So naturally, as I do things on this channel, I make everything a little mini series. So if I cover something in one game, chances are I'm going to cover in the other two games. So here is the concept art for Splatoon 1, and a lot of this is very interesting, especially the idols and the weapons. So it's kind of nice to see how things changed from development to now. So let's get started with these. I won't be showing everything, obviously. I just picked out a couple that I thought were interesting enough to put into a video. So there is far more concept art than what I show here in the video, and most of this is from the Art of Splatoon art book. But let's just get into this. And the first thing we have here are the bumpers. I don't know what these are actually called. Some people call them pillows, some people call them bumpers. I call them bumpers. I have seen, apparently the official thing is called a bunker, since they're based on like real life paintball bunkers. I'm not sure. But here, this was like the very early design. It's not much different from the final design, considering how simple of an object that it is. But side by side here, you can see that there are some differences, especially with the early versions don't have the Turf War logo on it, or Squid Force, I guess. And the most notable difference is that it doesn't have the latches, like the stakes at the bottom, the supports to keep it bolted to the ground. So obviously the design wasn't finished yet, and these are just like very simple. And one thing I noticed is in the final product, there's actually a design on the bumper. I don't know if this was added in the picture or if this is actually in game, but from everything I've ever seen, every bumper I've ever seen, there's never been a pattern on it like that. So I don't know if that's official. I also don't really remember the ones from Splatoon 1, so maybe that's a Splatoon 1 thing. I'm really not sure, but it is interesting to see. Next, we have Captain Cuttlefish, which I actually don't really have a whole lot to say about it. The most notable thing here is that he was actually going to be a Nautilus. Like if you see up here on the left, his head was in the shape of a Nautilus. Kind of reminds me of that one, what was it, Ink Theory? Remember, I think it was Ink Theory, that one Nautilus character. But other than that, there's not really anything too insane to look out here. I mean, he just has different outfits. His design overall isn't really any different, other than the fact that he was originally supposed to be a Nautilus. So I mean, I'll leave it up here for a couple seconds in case y'all want to pause it and look at it, but there's not really anything I need to say about this one. And one of the bigger changes is actually 52 gal here. It's pretty interesting. It's overall the same design, but there are some differences. There isn't like the squid logo, I guess, on the side of it like there is in the early version. Also, the bottle, like the actual gallon in the middle that makes up the weapon, isn't as concaved in the middle as it is in the final design. The indent isn't as prominent as it is in the final design, but most notably is that there's like a little keychain holder on the handle. I don't know if this is like the actual concept art or if this is like some real life merch. I highly doubt it, since I'm sure I would have seen this if this was merch, but then again, I haven't gotten around to this Splatoon 1 merch video yet, so hey, maybe we'll see it over there. But this actually, I would actually kind of prefer the early design, having the little like jinglies, the keychains on the handle gives like a nice flair to it. Having those little charms there would have been really cool. And imagine if they had like realistic physics when you're in a fight too, just swinging around and everything. Oh, that would have been actually so cool to see. And I know many of you have probably already seen this image before, but this is kind of what it looks like when an Inkling is maturing and growing from adolescence all the way to adult, which, well, technically not, since none of the Inklings are adults really. At least the ones we play as, I think they're around like 14, 13 or something, because I think Agent 3 is like 13. I don't remember. Somewhere I remember saying that the Inklings and Octolings, like the playable ones, are 13 or 14. I know a lot of them are adults, like the idols I think the playable ones are much younger. Regardless, none of that even matters, but this kind of looks disgusting, especially the second to last one looks like it's melting and just in misery. And then the very last one where it's in the kid form, that also looks kind of weird. I don't know if that's just the art style of whoever drew it like that, but it looks kind of like deranged and sick. I don't know. This one I think is actually pretty nice too. We have multiple different school outfits for the boy and girl Inklings, and I was thinking it would have been cool to have an entire brand that just made these school outfits but had different kinds, like different colors, different designs and everything, maybe to signify different grades, different schools, or whatever. Kind of like Kensa is its own thing, has its own collection. It's like, it's recognizable. When you see Kensa, you know that it's Kensa. So it would have been cool if we had something like that for these school uniforms, just an entire brand dedicated to these school uniforms. So I think it is cool to see some concept art of designs we could have had, or more designs for stuff we already have. I like that red outfit on the what's it called, Inkling girl, but these ones are interesting to look at. Okay, here we go. This one I actually thought was really cool. This is one of the ones I wanted to talk about. So these are like early designs for the main weapons, and some of these look wacky. Like a lot of them look pretty similar to their official designs, like Rapid Blast or E-Liter, but the hero shot, it looks kind of funny. The I think it normally looks like that, but the top like mushroom part is rounded out. Blaster looks kind of weird, and Inkbrush is like, I don't know, the official design of Inkbrush is more like straight, it's more attached. This one, it's like a swoop and then a clip that holds it. It's like, it looks, I don't really know how to explain it. I think you'll know what I'm trying to say. Inkbrush, regular Inkbrush, it's all kind of like congruent with each other. It's all looks like one stick. Here it's kind of like dipped under, it's all detached and weird. I don't know, it's got like a whole bulge there, which is, I don't like that. I like the final design, but that underneath the blaster, what is that like drag racer looking thing? Is that supposed to be a charger? Was that supposed to be some kind of like chainsaw weapon we were supposed to get? What is that supposed to be? And going back to Inkbrush, if you look underneath it, I think that's Octobrush right there. That also looks kind of disgusting, but I don't know if Octobrush was in Splatoon 1. I don't remember. Now we get some art of the sub weapons, and these aren't that insane compared to compared to the main weapons, but there are some notable differences here, especially with Seeker. It looks more like a boat than its actual version does. I didn't even realize it was a boat until I started looking at this. So it's got less of like a flotation device around it and looks more like a traditional boat or a yacht, I guess. But Splat Bomb looks a lot different. Splat Bomb already is kind of just like a bag of ink held together by sticks and tape, but here we can see it doesn't have the bottom support like it does in Splatoon 1, so it's more loose and fragile. So and which allows it to be foldable, which you can see right next to that, those two icons there. It's like folds into a stick, so it's like a reusable bomb. So if you like, when you throw the Splat Bomb and it explodes, the bag explodes, but you can still use the sticks. Squid Beacon looks the same, Suction looks the same, Splash Wall, there's not really anything different. And we see Disruptor there, which was reworked into Toxic Mist, even though it has like the Toxic Mist design here. So maybe they were planning Disruptor to be Toxic Mist early on in Splatoon 1, I'm not sure. But here, yeah, Splat Bomb and Seeker are the most notable differences here. Right, these next four are actually early concepts for Splatoon as a whole, like very early on in development. You may recognize these, especially the one here. I think it's the second one with like the squid looking things. that are very different from the squids we have now. And as you know, before the squids, they were supposed to be rabbits. I know you've probably already seen all of this before and know all of this, but I have made a video about like the early development of Splatoon 1 and how drastically it has changed from going from tofu blocks all the way to inklings and octolings turning into squids and octos and kids and woctos. But so go check that out if you somehow haven't heard about the early development of Splatoon 1. But here, these are some like early screen captures, I guess, of the art of how the game was supposed to look way back then. Especially this third one down here in the bottom left corner, I think is pretty interesting because the inklings looked more grown, I guess. They were a lot taller, so they resembled humans a bit more, so more like adults than kids, which kind of goes against the whole squid kid thing. Are you a kid? Are you a squid? But I always like this art. It's like very vibrant and saturated, not really saturated, but I like the colors. This art is always really nice to look at, and one day I will get the art of Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 and just go through all the art and look at it. Hell, I might even make some videos going through the entirety of the art books. If I get some like PDF scans of each of the pages, I might just make a whole video going through the whole thing. I don't know, but just look at these. They're pretty. Now we get to one of the more interesting ones with the different designs for Callie and Marie, and these ones are actually really cool. So I'm gonna just go through all of them because I think they're all like notable in their own way. These first ones here, these ones kind of look like bikinis or more like lingerie than anything. Obviously that's probably not what they were going for, but that's what it looks like to me. I don't know. I guess it looks nice on Callie. Marie, it doesn't really fit so well. I feel like Marie's more modest and would be more regal and covered up, as you know, the queen that she is. But just below that, we have their final designs here, but instead of like the stripes in their abdomen to represent gills, I guess, they have arrows here, which I think are pretty cool. These ones actually look nice. I think I don't know, I might prefer these arrows over the final designs that they have, but there's nothing really different about those except for the arrows. And then here up top, these ones, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling these are kind of just like their final design but have a long strip down the middle. I mean, Marie's okay. I'm liking Marie's. I can't lie. I'm liking Marie's. Callie, not so much. But beneath that, they have more of like cheer outfits, I guess. They look more like cheerleader outfits than anything. So kind of similar to the first ones, but more of like a traditional cheerleader. And then underneath that, the very bottom, these ones are kind of similar to the ones I just went over before the cheerleader outfits, but they're more like traditional dresses and the stripes are bottom. I don't know about those, but right next to that, Marie again, bro. Marie just looks great in most of her outfits and a lot of outfits that she has, because it just matches her so well, especially this one right here. That like professional business dress looking attire really fits Marie. I like that. And even more drastic and wild than the last ones are these right here. Again, Callie and Marie, they look extremely different. They look more humanoid here because of the hair. The hair looks more of like a hairstyle a human would have. And I don't know, they just ditched the whole like green and pink thing. I think the left here is supposed to be Callie and the right is Marie. Not that it really matters, but these showing off the different designs they could have had, from like shorts to a skirt to like a skirt with like a slit in the side. All the tops are the same, but just changing the bottoms. So I don't know. I think I prefer the designs we already have, at least like the Splatoon 3 design for Marie in that trench coat. I really like that trench coat outfit. But these ones, I don't know. These may be a little too rated above PG-13. This game, Splatoon may have been rated T for teen if they had these designs, because yeah, some parents would be freaking out about these and would not let their kids play the funny squid game. And then if you look just below that here, we have, I think, is Callie with like this braided hair. I like that a lot, actually. The like long braided blonde hair. I'm a really big fan of blonde hair. But this kind of reminds me of Marie, or not Marie, Mary. Okay, I got confused. Mary from Xenosaga. So it's pretty similar. But other than that, there's not really anything else. That we look down here at the bottom. This I thought was kind of funny. Kind of just like the yin yang, having the reversed designs for each looks kind of scary. These ones though, I think actually look really cool. I can't really tell. They kind of look, the art style, not really Disney, I guess kind of Disney, as much as I hate to say that. I don't like Disney at all. But this kind of looks like a Disney design of them. If they were like Disney, if Splatoon was like a Disney IP, then I guess this is what Callie and Marie would have looked like. I'm assuming Callie's the one in pink and Marie's the one in green. Like given like the body proportion, no, Pixar. This is like a Pixar design, not Disney. This is more in line with like Pixar characters with like the super slim bodies, the hair, the face, everything being like long and slim. I don't know. This actually looks kind of nice. But if you look down at the bottom here, this face, I think that's Marie. I don't like that at all, bro. It looks like a mask, but it looks kind of scary. It kind of reminds me of a Coraline character. I don't like this one at all. It's kind of disgusting. And lastly, we have a design here of an unused main weapon. Of course, it was going to be a shooter, because why would it not be? There's more shooters in Splatoon than I think there is any other class combined. Okay, maybe not combined, but like at least like half of the other classes combined don't even match up to how many shooters there are. There is an insane amount of shooters in this series. But this one looks like it was going to be another shooter. I'm not sure what it was going to be, what the gimmick was, or if there even was one or anything. I don't know if there's any information about this, since I only have the image, so I don't know if this was reworked into something else, if there's like a backstory to this. But there we have an image of an unused what's it called, like an unused main weapon. So I guess I could have included this in the cut and unused content video. But that's it. Those are all the ones I wanted to show off for this video. Some of the ones that I found the most interesting. I think those were cool. Yeah, Splatoon 2 merch video. I was thinking about working on that instead of this one, but I'm not really in the mood for all of that right now. That one's going to take a while. But yeah, content will come back like it used to. I've noticed that I've started to upload a lot less frequently and at worse quality, like more lazy and sloppy, and I kind of want to fix that. So and I made a community post about asking like, would y'all want to see more videos or less videos but like higher quality? So like better visuals, better editing, better, more concise like commentary, because I just be all over the place. But content should see an improvement from here on out, or at least like slowly, gradually over time, especially after Christmas, since I will be getting a PC for Christmas, so I'll be able to edit better and have the videos at a higher quality. So once I get a PC, things should start looking and sounding and feeling a lot. Thank y'all for sticking out with me through all of this. I'm sorry for like the lack of uploads. I've just really not been motivated to make content, and it's kind of hard since Splatoon is dead right now. There's not really a lot of things to make content on, so I'm kind of struggling, and I've been having a lot of personal life stuff to worry about. But yeah, content will be getting better from here, hopefully, and I'll try to be more frequent. No promises, but I'll try. But yeah, that's it. See you next mission and play some goddamn Splatoon.